Hey dumplings, it's Dave Decide. Today I need to get into what V said during a live show and that armies are demanding answer from. It's really funny and cute, and I definitely wanted to share it with you. I also want to get into a big issue that could result in a cancellation of the BTS concert, and we will dive into all of that. So hater or not, make sure you subscribe with the notification bell on, grab your dumpling at Spilling Mug merch, and let's get into it. The first thing let's get out of the way is this topic of the BTS concert and some people believing the concert might be cancelled and maybe the Korean president will be the one to do it. So first up, I want to say I want BTS to be happy and to do their concert if they want to. And recently, they did announce that the concert will go as planned. This wasn't in direct response to the people's concerns over COVID, but more so people's concerns over the members' health and thus not being able to do the concert. Because they did get, not backlash, but like concern from ARMY like me that are concerned for everyone's health at the stadium and even the boys possibly recontracting the virus. But I do believe they are going to do it safely. Everyone is vaccinated, and from what I've read online, everyone seems to be really taking care of themselves to ensure they don't have anything before going. And of course, with all that, the concerns have lessened and I think everything will be okay. A lot of other artists have been performing and doing their thing, and there hasn't been extra spikes in COVID because of that. But something is going on in Korea if you didn't know, and could possibly affect everything in Korea right now. And maybe even the people flying in to see the Seoul BTS concert. It has happened in the last day or so, and it is a wildfire. Korea right now has very dry weather, as that is common in the colder months, and this makes even the smallest spark or burning leaf, once it touches the ground, another fire can happen. This is what makes these wildfires so dangerous, because as firemen are watering it, things can fly around and new fires can start. Now this fire seems to be even more difficult to contain. About 10,000 people had to evacuate the area of where the fire was, and the Korean government had to come out and say something. Let people know that the surrounding people need to leave. The fire doesn't just affect the homes and people burning, but even miles away from the fire, you shouldn't be in that area because you can breathe in the smoke, and that's obviously not good. So there's concerns of people needing to leave and go really far away. Probably the most concerning is actually not even this. You think this is bad? Let me tell you what's really bad. Apparently, according to the president, he ordered a protection on the power plants, meaning if the fire touches the power plants, there could be explosions or that sort of stuff. And even worse, lingering radioactive stuff staying after the fire. And this is all very healthy for people, right? Sounds absolutely lovely, like a walk on the beach. Of course, there's going to be concerns about any event happening in South Korea. South Korea is not huge, and a wildfire can consume huge parts of it. And during disasters like this, it's not like Korea will keep their tourism open. What exactly would you be going there for? To watch the fire? And obviously, it's not safe, so they could limit travel. But also, they may just limit events because a big social gathering in the midst of a fire is not great. However, no announcements was made, and the fire seems to be not getting too much bigger. Maybe that's wishful thinking. So let's hope they keep that under wraps. The story is still unfolding though. Wildfires can literally take days to completely get down and make sure there's nothing. And then a few more days to make sure nothing sparks up again. And we're really close to the concert, so there are some concerns. I'm wishing for everyone's safety. I'm wishing for BTS's safety. I know they want to perform, but I am more concerned about them being safe during the fire than for them to do a show. I've said this before, I want them to do a show. It's always cool to see BTS's new hair or whatnot, and sometimes they tease songs in their shows. So I want it to happen, but I want safety first. Now, while BTS didn't address this, we did get to see them and notice that they were safe. They were fine and everything seemed to be okay with them. They decided to go live and this was great. Perhaps they knew that some armies would be concerned, so they went ahead and went live to show us they're okay. Maybe or maybe not. During a previous live stream, only about half of them did go live, and this time the other half went live. And it was interesting because they were only on for like a minute and then it went out. Like the stream cut off, and so many armies got a notification of a live broadcast, and then when we clicked on the broadcast, it said broadcast ended, and that is hilarious to me. Because BTS also talked about what armies' reactions would be and that they knew we would panic, and the internet totally did. Now, this was a technical issue and they did come back. We love when BTS goes live because of course we want to see if they're okay and well, and seemed happy. There were a couple of theories that were debunked. First off, Jungkook was seen with a bucket hat a bunch of times. This was on his Instagram, and he posted a bunch of dances and he had a bucket hat on all of them. And so people were thinking that Jungkook was hiding his hair. There was even a theory that Jungkook was blonde and he was hiding that from everyone and saving it for the concert. But of course, we see him live and we see he still has black hair, but he can still change it before the concert. You can also put a pre-recorded video and make it appear like it's live. But that's difficult to do, and I think it goes against guidelines, so I don't think they did that just to hide Jungkook's hair. But also, BTS clearly interacted with the comments live, so there would be no way to do that if it was pre-recorded. Taehyung often likes to take the lead and read the comments. He usually is the first to go ahead and grab the iPad and go through the comments. It's great and usually cool because during live streams, there is no hate that is happening. Most of the people there have to be subscribed or really keep up with BTS to even know about their stream. So it's only ARMYs that are there. People were writing pretty funny things. Something that Jungkook is known to say is party party yeah, and he says it in a dad joke way, and it's just so cute. So I think someone wrote that and Jungkook read it out loud. Of course, this resulted in it trending on Twitter because it's just so funny. Taehyung then continued and asked if ARMY could ask real questions instead of this party party yeah stuff. And this is translated by someone, by the way, so keep that in mind, it could not be accurate. So Taehyung was still going through the comments, and there were a few comments from either boys or girls basically asking Yoongi to marry him or her. And it was only Jin, J-Hope, Jungkook, and Taehyung that was on the stream, so it was quite funny to read Yoongi marry me. Taehyung read it out loud and looked around and said, "There's people saying Yoongi married me and he's not even here." And Taehyung looked around as if Yoongi was hiding somewhere or whatever. Perhaps Taehyung was looking for a cat or something that would resemble Yoongi. But it was definitely really funny because it seemed like every time BTS is doing a group live stream, Taehyung grabs the iPad and looks for the Yoongi marry me comments, as it's usually one of the first things he says. And Yoongi always gives this reaction like, no. And there's just so many of these comments from, as I said, boys and girls. So people don't know what comment is Taehyung actually reading, and there's been fights over this, being like, he's reading mine. People were demanding an answer that Yoongi should say yes or no to the many men and women that are asking for his hand in marriage. Would he marry the said man proposing? Would he marry the woman proposing? But at this point, it's not even like an actual request. Although if Yoongi says yes, I think people will be flying over to go ahead and do that. But at this point, you can't have a V Live without someone asking members to marry them. It was just funny. It's tradition. And it was funny because in previous live streams and moments where I think Yoongi just went live by himself, there was a screenshot showing that someone got blocked for saying this. And this is so funny. I don't know if they got blocked because they just commented too much or if it was a moderator. I have no idea. But it is absolutely hilarious. Other people wrote things like sometimes they feel like Taehyung is just kind of making it up and there are no marry me comments, but he just wants to read them. And the reason I assume is because the comments go so fast. There's so many that when Taehyung notices marry me comments and even thinks that he is going to address it and say it out loud, the comment is already like 2 or 3 full scrolls away. So looking at the feed, you're like, where is that? But I do think it's actually there. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if all the members have had marry me comments on there. But Taehyung only reads Yoongi. And then there were others making a joke about the fact that maybe it was Yoongi who was watching and he wrote these comments just to hear Taehyung say it. I don't think this is true, but I would do that if I was him. I would sit there and be like, this is what you get for not inviting me. I'm a spam marry me Yoongi. I'm kidding, of course. It's cute. It's really cute. I really like it when the boys do this type of interaction, and Taehyung is so funny because I think he reacts the way ARMY would hope that he does. They hope that he would be kind of flustered and a little frustrated, but in a cute, playful way, kind of like teasing them basically, because BTS teases ARMY a lot too, and we give it back. I hope to see more BTS and live streams soon. I am definitely looking forward to all the cool things we'll be hearing about them in the next week or so. Let me know what you think. Make sure you check out my Patreon for more videos, link down below. Thank you to this lovely comment right here. Love you, bye.